Do you want to be more? Do you want to have more stories and experiences to talk about? I mean, do you want to become and build the best version of yourself? I mean, imagine it first. Imagine what the best version of you would be like. I mean, what would they do? What hobbies would they have? When would they work out? How would they work out? How much would they work out? Imagine all the details. How would they speak? And so on. And what kinds of stories would they have to tell? You know, and the great thing is that you can become that person. You can build that person. First, you must imagine what that person would be like and how they would act. And then you simply have to do it. You have to act like them. And then you will become them. And yes, that period of character development and character development in general is painful. It is hard. That is completely true. And it doesn't happen with affirmations in front of the mirror. It has to start, and you have to actually do real things, take real action in the real world to actually grow as a person. And just like in the movies, usually the period of growth that you have to go through is hard. It's difficult. You will have to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. But only then can you actually grow. Just imagine any character in a movie or a book and just think about them. If they had that hero's journey of being somewhere and then getting somewhere above that, developing into a better person and a more impactful and a stronger and a better version of themselves, usually that came from exactly pain and the path of struggle. It didn't come from the comfort zone because very simply you don't grow in comfort. And so if you want to develop and grow as a person, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do things that feel uncomfortable. But the good thing is that when you feel uncomfortable and you feel like this is hard, that's totally fine. It's simply a part of the process. That feeling is simply proof that you are going through character development and you are feeling yourself grow. And when you view it like that, it feels a lot better. It's like instead of feeling like, oh no, pain, you're like, yes, finally I'm feeling like I will grow. Because you will. And this pain and discomfort doesn't have to be always physical. Of course, you know, a good example is going to the gym and you might have a hard workout which is painful even and at least uncomfortable. And yes, that is a good example, of course, but it doesn't have to be like that. The uncomfortable thing that you have to go through to get out of your comfort zone and to grow as a person could very well be a conversation. A conversation with close people to you about your life. You know, maybe you have to have a conversation with your parents. Your parents want you to be a doctor, but you want to be a lawyer, or you want to do something completely different. You want to start a business, whatever it is that you want. And then you have to have that conversation that is uncomfortable, that where you say like, hey, I know that you want me to be a doctor and this and that, but I don't want that for my life. And so I'm going to do something different. And yes, it's uncomfortable. But on the other side of that discomfort will be learning things, will be growth, and will be proudness. And you can be proud of the brave things that you did because most people don't do them. So you absolutely have the right to be proud when you do things that are uncomfortable because most people don't do anything. Most people don't have the hard conversations because they're too uncomfortable for them. Most people don't go to the gym and work out because it's too uncomfortable for them. Most people don't take risks. They don't do the things that they actually want to do, but they simply do what others want them to do because it feels comfortable in the moment. And so when you do things that are uncomfortable, you can absolutely be proud. And when you're growing as a person, one of the saddest things is that you're probably going to lose a few people around you. I mean, an extreme example that I could use is that if you're around people who literally use drugs, if you want to become a better person and quit the drugs and so on, you probably have to cut them off. You're gonna probably have to be alone for a while and look for other better people to be around. Because if you're gonna be around people who use drugs, it's a lot easier to fall back into those habits. And the same is with everything. You know, that's an extreme example, but the same logic goes by everything. There will be periods of time where you simply have to realize that this person does not fulfill you in any way, and they do not help you become that better version of yourself that you want to be. They do not help you develop yourself. And so you should try to find these people where you push each other to grow. And those people absolutely exist, but you have to find them, and that's the hard part. But the fortunate thing is that things will get only easier. Things will only get easier. You can imagine yourself as, for example, a gladiator in the Colosseum. And if you just fought 10 lions and 10 bears and you survived, then if your next opponent is a one singular boar, then you will feel calm, you will feel confident, you will be relaxed, because you can just think to yourself, I've been through worse, I've seen this before, this is not my first rodeo anymore, and so it becomes easier. And so if you're going through a hard period in your life, maybe you have to work extra hard on your job or on your business or on your studies, maybe you're losing a person that you were close to previously or something else, just remember that after you make it through this hard period, everything that is less than this hard period currently will feel like nothing. You know, think about the struggles that you had when you were a child. All of those things are so ordinary to you now and feel like nothing. So the same way that the struggles that you had, let's say learning the alphabet, you know, when you were a child, they seem so small and like even comical nowadays because you have grown so much as a person. And the same is with the future you. As long as you go through these difficult things and these uncomfortable things, everything that is less than the worst experience that you've had will feel like nothing. It will feel easy. Like if you have to work 12 hours a day on a business, and then at some point you start being really successful and you work only 6 hours a day, working 6 hours a day will feel like nothing because you've been through worse. You've been through the period of time where you had to work 12 hours a day, if not more. And so remember, if you're in a tough time, in the future, everything will feel easy because you survived this tough time. And I think everyone can remember back to their even own lives. And you can probably remember some period of your life that you faced some challenges and you had some hard times and they really made you grow. I mean, if you think about the most impactful times of your life that made you grow the most as a person, usually they were the hardest challenges that you faced in your entire life. But after you went through them, you can look back at them and be extremely proud of yourself. And not only that, all the things that are less than that will once again feel super easy. Like if you've been through something really hard, all of a sudden these small problems that other people might complain about are like, well, I don't even see them as problems anymore. They're so small, they're so minuscule. You don't even care about them. You don't pay attention to them. You don't even give them the light of day. And so the main thing that you should do to become and to develop yourself and your character is to push yourself out of that comfort zone. Do things that make you feel uncomfortable. Truly. Most of the people that you look up to, if not literally every person that you look up to exactly because they went through something hard and they survived and they made it to the other side. They did something that was uncomfortable and they still did it. That is the key to growing yourself as a person. You simply don't grow in the comfort zone, but uncomfortability is the price you have to pay to become a better version of yourself. And so, go out there, stay disciplined, chase your dreams, and have a fantastic day.